Ta-da!
What is up, Chubbs? What is happening, my Damie?
What it's up?
It is your girl, your favorite Chubbette here. So, we're about to get into another reaction. Now, I have not did a Lynnda listen in a minute. So, if I do Lynnda listens, which is on Amberlynn Read, it's like a bonus video in the middle of the week. And it's by random. I don't react to this child very often besides my shorts because, you know, some of her contents is just worth a short. So I decided to just pick a random video to react to of Miss Amberlynn. And the video is from 5 years ago. So the video is called Cook With Me Taco Soup. We're going to see what that's about. So if you have any suggestions you want me to react to, feel free to leave them in the comment section or go to my Instagram, send me a DM, and I'll check it out from there. And I'll leave the video link in the description box if you want to check it out in its entirety. And it is always free 99 if you want to subscribe to your girl, turn your notifications on, like this video. And as always, I appreciate you. So I ain't going to hold you. So without further ado, let's get into.
Hey guys, so let's redo that. Cook with me videos have been highly requested, and I know people like to make fun of me for my soups, so I figured this was a perfect time because I haven't made a soup and I can't tell you how long, so I figured this was perfect opportunity to do a cook with me video. Okay. I have no idea what I am doing. I just randomly thought about all this. So I'm about to show you all the ingredients you need to make this. I am just winging it. So first thing you're going to need is ground chicken. You can use hamburger meat if you want, ground turkey, doesn't matter. But I'm using ground chicken. You're gonna need some corn. Not all of this. This is just all the corn that I had. So I'm not gonna be using all this. That is way too much. You're going to need an onion, unless you don't like onion, because I know quite a few people who don't like onion, which, why? Onion is delicious. We're going to be using some spinach. So I have baby spinach. You could also use kale, because from my experience, kale in soup is amazing. We're going to be using black beans. I have the no salt added black beans, but I mean, you can use the regular kind, doesn't matter. What I like about soup videos or recipe videos in general is you can do what you want with it. Like, you don't have to do the exact ingredients. Next thing you're going to need is salsa. So I have the Pace Chunky Mild Salsa. I like any salsa by Pace, like the picante, the hot kind, just any. I love this salsa. So you're gonna need that. If you don't like salsa, just do like diced tomato. You're going to need taco seasoning. So this is the 30% less sodium kind. You can always make your own taco seasoning, because I recently learned that making your own taco seasoning is actually quite simple. So you can always do that, or you can just buy the packet, because I'm lazy, I'm not a cook. I say this in every video, I don't like cooking. Next thing you're going to need is chicken cubes, or you could use chicken broth. I usually use chicken broth. I don't know what possessed me to get cubes this time, but we're gonna try it and we're gonna hope it's good. So as for seasonings, I'm keeping it simple. We are doing Mrs. Dash Table Blend, which in this is pretty much just onion, spices, black pepper, chili pepper, parsley, celery seed.
Okay, let me stop real quick. So my thing is, she literally was saying, I'm winging it. I don't know what I'm doing. This was 5 years ago. You couldn't look up the recipe? Like, get the baseline of a taco soup? Is a taco soup do that exist? I don't know. But you can look up recipes and get the baseline of the recipes if you don't know what you're doing. Just not just buying stuff. But who are we talking about here? We talking about you, Lynnda. Like, you like to wing stuff and do what you want. You don't follow the rules, okay?
Basil, bay, oregano, thyme, cayenne pepper, cumin, mustard, okay, that's interesting, rosemary, garlic, orange peel, carrot, lemon juice powder, tomato, red bell pepper, and that's it. So that's what's in this, but we're gonna also be doing some black pepper, some garlic powder, and some minced onion. So that is everything when it comes to ingredients wise. But when it comes to what you need to cook with, you're going to need a strainer, and this is going to be to strain your black beans. I always strain my beans. Okay. That is that is like a thing. Some people don't strain their beans, and I'm looking at them like, what? Next thing you're going to need is this little measure thing, but that's only if you are using chicken cubes. So if you're using actual chicken broth, you don't need this. Obviously, you're going to need something to stir your wonderful soup together and to cook your ground chicken or turkey or hamburger or whatever. So you're going to need this. You're going to need a knife because you're chopping that onion, and you're obviously going to need a cutting board to chop the onion. Last but not least, you're going to need one pot. We're doing this all in one pot. This would be a very easy cleanup. So let's go. I'm going to try my hardest to show you each and every step I take in this
for you,
little
Lynnda.
food situation. So just a little warning, I will be doing a lot of sitting because I am having some mobility issues due to my weight. I'll also be doing a lot of standing. So it's going to be a mixture of both. I just don't want anyone to be like, oh, Amberlynn's sitting down and she didn't tell us. The shade, the tea. No, like over 500 pounds is going to be happening. But I would like to say that I stand more than I used to about a month ago. So yay. Okay, so first things first, add the ground meat. That sounds so gross. I don't use oils. I use water. So I'm going to add a little bit of water.
Why?
Just to get everything smelling good. We're going to add some pepper. I like a lot of pepper because I like spice. We're going to add some of the table blend. We're going to add some of the minced garlic.
Did she say I add pepper because I like spice? How spicy is black pepper? Lynnda, you're the one that's gonna bring that dish at the potluck that nobody's gonna touch. Like, just start off plopping that ground chicken in there, and you talking about, oh, I need pepper, I need spice. Are you the I'm not gonna get a headache.
Garlic.
Minced garlic.
Obviously, my favorite part, some garlic powder. Woohoo! I love garlic.
I see that. You could have cut this part out with this scraping.
So, we're going to cut our onion now, just to get it over with.
You don't have the...
So, depending on how you like your onion, cut it to the size that you want.
She
but you
almost
won't
got
be
her
adding
finger.
this in until we have the broth in there and stuff. But some people like bigger chunks, some people like smaller chunks. I happen to like bigger, but I think we're gonna do a medium. A medium style, kind of like that. Just depends on how much you like onion. I happen to love it. Becky hates onion, so.
Damn, she's so close to her fingers.
So onion is already cut and ready to rumble. Make sure you're also paying attention to your chicken. Now we want to get the black beans ready. See how gross that is? No.
It's not
You want to
gross,
rinse.
but I get it. I rinse mine.
So you're going to empty that in a strainer. Turn on your cold water. And do this. Get all that goop off of it. Once that's done, you're just gonna set it to the side. So what you're gonna wanna do next, when you notice that your chicken is pretty much done, you're gonna wanna add the taco seasoning. Ooh, yes. But like I said, you can make your own taco seasoning, but I'm lazy.
Like spice.
So we're just gonna keep it simple. And then stir. I did add a little bit of more water because you don't wanna add the taco seasoning to super dryness because you don't wanna burn anything.
It'll be nice and wet.
I'm going to add 2 cups of water, 2 chicken cubes, my onion.
They so big.
Give that a stir. Wait for it to boil. Ooh, that looks good already.
Oh, do it.
Now that it is beginning to boil, I'm gonna add, this is barely a cup of corn, so we're gonna add that. We are also going to add the beans. And this is up for your liking. If you want more broth, add more water.
But
add
you're
another cube.
winging it. That's not even a
If you want it to
recipe.
be
You're
more
just winging it.
thick and meaty, keep it as it is. This is when the salsa is going to come in. You're gonna add however much to your liking. I added about half.
What the hell are we doing?
Stir that. Now you're going to take your spinach. Spinach gets small, so you don't have to cut it, nothing.
We're not gonna rinse them off?
You can rip it, like I'm doing, but
I don't trust
see how much
it
spinach
being
that is?
triple washed.
That's gonna
You're not gonna
wash
wash it?
down a lot.
We didn't even wash the spinach.
So now that I've stirred it, I'm just gonna let it cook and kind of love into each other for about 10 minutes. So here is how it's looking. It is pretty much done, you guys. So I'm going to
How do you know
serve
it's done?
me
You're
some
just winging it.
right now and do a little taste test.
Why so many ladles?
Doesn't that look delicious? I don't know, it does to me. I am exhausted.
I hate to say this, but last week, that soup looked like what this man threw up at when I was at work. When this man came, he got nauseous and he threw up. I'm really not making this up. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like. It looks like what this man threw up at my job. If you don't know, I'm a nurse assistant at a hospital. That's what it looked like. And then what's bothering me is she washed the beans and not the spinach. Talking about, I don't like this goop. But meanwhile, you don't know what critters is on that spinach. And now you done cooked them little suckers up in your taco soup.
It's been a hot minute before I really cooked something that was took a lot of attention. I feel like soups for me take a lot of it just needs a lot of your attention. So here we go.
In 5, 6, 7, 8, I am ready to be disappointed.
I want to do a little bit of everything. Spinach, meat, corn, broth, beans,
Well, of course, the broth.
onion, and the salsa's floating around in there.
That sauce.
Look at that spinach hanging off. I love spinach like this in soups. It's so good. It's hot. Just got off the stove. Just how I like it. I love my food hot. You know what this reminds me of? Even though it's taco seasoning, and I try to do kind of like a taco flair, it reminds me of like a chili, kind of.
I think that's your baseline that you end up
And what I love
making
about this is
anyway.
it's a one pot situation. When it comes to calories, you just add everything up, and then say you want that whole pot to be 4 meals, 6 meals, whatever it is, divide it by that. Divide it by 4 meals, divide it by 6 meals. And then your calories will come out. Usually soups like this, not many calories, especially when you do divide it by 4 or divide it by 6. Whew.
Why would you want to eat your food
So
so,
good.
hot that
You can always add cheese to
burn
it. I'm not
yourself?
going
You
to.
can't
I'm
even
gonna use
taste it anymore.
One of the best soups I've ever made before. I really hope you guys give it a shot. It's really good.
No,
I really
we're
am a
not,
good cook. I
ma'am.
know a lot of people like to make fun of me, but I really am, I promise. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to enjoy my soup, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
So obviously she's still on the same OG with this self-taught situation with cooking. Like, she will write and look at everything according to her BPD elemental P, but you want to look up no recipes for no meals? That's interesting. You look up and pull out all these stunts and shows about all these information pamphlets of your BPD elemental P, but you won't look up no recipes? You won't get no measuring cups? You won't none of that, because she's like, now she's still doing the same thing. Oh, I measure with my heart. That one video she made, that gravy, and she talking about I measure with my heart. you got all these food aversions, girl. You need to be about a cool 200 by now, because you don't like a lot of stuff, and we still the same OG, Lynnda. So that's the end of that video. If you have any suggestions you want me to react to, feel free to leave in the comment section, or go to my Instagram, send me a DM, and I'll check it out from there. And that is it, and I don't have to tell you what you need to do. I put it at the bottom of the screen. And if you stay to the end, thank you for coming around my way.
Sarate.